Hello you gorgeous people, welcome to my channel. My name's Tara and I'm here to help you make confident choices with your beauty buys, and today I'm looking at Wayne Goss, the brand new Imperial Topaz palette. Here it is. Now, this is the first eyeshadow palette from makeup artist Wayne Goss. It's a simple colour story. We've got 3 shimmers, a matte black, a matte brown and a topper shade. So first off, let's take a look at some swatches. So there aren't any fancy names for them, but I'll just show you the top row and bottom row. So on the top we have a champagne colour that can go all over the lid, then we have a taupe colour, then a matte black, and then there is a rust colour, a matte brown and a topper shade, which is really delicate sparkles that are kind of in a clear sort of suspended in a clear colour, if you will, so that when you put them over your eyelid it doesn't take away the colour underneath, it just sort of gives scattered sparkles, so hopefully you can see. So I'm wearing this palette on my eyes today. Actually, I've used everything here apart from the sort of taupe colour, which I couldn't use it. I used everything else. At some point you will see a little demo video of me doing this eye look. I used the champagne all over my eye, and then I used the rust on the lid, and then I smoked out with the matte brown, and then I smoked again with the black and put the black into the crease, and then I topped with the topper shade, and I did also use my trusty eyeliner pen because I always use it even though there is a black in this palette. So what do I think? Well, this palette came to me, I have to say, fair play to Beautylish. They're based in America, but I had this within about 4 days of ordering. It came from FedEx. There was absolutely no problem. I don't think I paid extra for the postage. So Beautylish, you're wonderful. I was really impressed with the quality of the customer service getting this palette. So this palette, it's not wow in that it hasn't sort of got a sort of bright red or an amazing green or a duochrome, but I have to say it's one I am going to use every single day. I love it. As you can see, you get a big amount of product with each colour. It's really interesting because I've watched other people talking about it on YouTube and they don't like the fact that it's just 6 colours in the pan. I love the fact it's just 6 colours. I would prefer bigger pans with less colours, purely because I just get so bamboozled when I'm looking at a palette with too many colours. I just don't know where to start and I get lost and I put everything on my eye, and I've realised actually doing these videos that for me a quad or a quint or maybe a 6, that's just the perfect amount for me for eyeshadows. I know some people like the value money wise that you get with more colours, but I just find that if a palette's too big I just get really confused and I don't know what to do, and it can all go horribly wrong. So I love the fact it's just 6 shades, and even though I won't use up all of the shades and there's so much product for each colour, I really love the fact that I'm not dipping into a really small square. I did buy the Natasha Denona bronze eyeshadow palette this summer and I love the formula and I love the colours, but I do find it's all going everywhere a bit and I'm sort of dipping into quite a small square in my brush, whereas this you can just really go freely in each of the colours and it doesn't get messy, and I really just find it really nice, easy to use palette. Now the colours and the formulas, so we've got 2 mattes, which is this brown and the black. Now black, really interesting. I have not used a black eyeshadow for about 13, 14 years. I think I probably read an article that said once you get to a certain age you should avoid black and you should go to a dark plum or a dark brown, but don't use black eyeshadow. And then, so when Wayne Goss comes along and says that a woman of a certain age can wear black eyeshadow, then I'm all over it. And I have to say, I've loved using black eyeshadow again. I still use my eyeliner pen, and I've always used a black eyeliner pen, but I ditched my black eyeshadow years ago, but using this again, putting it in the crease, smoking out with this, as well as using my eyeliner pen, has just given a depth that I'd forgotten about. And I just thought, well, I can't use black anymore. I have to use like a dark brown or a dark purple or something, but not black. But yes, you totally can use black, and that's been an absolute joy and a revelation. And this is a nice black. It builds up gradually. If you put it on your brush, you're not going to get a sweep of black and not know what you're going to do. It's going to be quite light, and you're going to be able to build. And all the formulas, in fact, in this palette are buildable. You can do a very light wash, or you can build up to a much intense look. And for me, buildable is key, and I do often like to build up. This rust colour that I just think is really, really nice. It looks like it might be a bit like the red in Tom Ford's Red Harness, which I did order from Nordstrom and it never arrived. It got lost somewhere in the post. So you can build this one up. And this taupe colour, which I don't have on my eye today, but is a lovely, really classy colour, that taupe. You can do a light eye with this, and then I have to say that this topper shade is really nice because it's so, it's kind of like suspended, so it's not like, say, if you have a gold topper and then you put it over the black and then your whole eyelid just goes gold. It actually keeps the base colour underneath, and it just gives sort of sparkles over the base colour. This is a really, really lovely palette. It's not cheap. I think it was around £50, and then I said I did pay a little bit for postage, or postage might have been free. The postage wasn't anything to worry about, and I didn't pay taxes to get it to the UK. It's a lovely mirror. It reminds me of, it is going to get prints, but it does remind me of Kevin O'Coin, in that it's sort of, it's plastic, but it's a really good quality plastic. And this for me is a perfect packaging because it's not so expensive and heavy that I'm thinking all the money's gone on the packaging, but it's sturdy and heavy enough that I'm like, but it's good quality packaging. So for me, it's like perfect packaging because I feel like good money's been spent on the packaging, but also really nice quality ingredients inside, which is ultimately what counts. Now, I've been wearing this palette for around 4 days now. The wear time is exceptional. It does not crease. I do use Urban Decay's incredible eyeshadow primer, the Eye Potion. But even some eyeshadows I use do crease with that. This one does not. It looks fresh as a daisy for 12 hours. And the formula is really nice. So the shimmer shades are shimmery, but they're almost, I would call them like a matte shimmer. They're not so shimmery that they're sort of slidey. And yeah, the formula's very kind of solid. It's the black. They're very sort of solid. There's no kick up at all. And it's such a great palette to travel with. I've already lugged this across London a couple of times in a backpack. And when you open it, there's nothing all over the place. There's no powder falling out. It's going to be sturdy and it's going to last you. So I know there have been really mixed reviews about this palette. People think it's very, very safe. It is Wayne Goss's first eyeshadow palette, I believe, and so I guess it's no surprise that it is kind of safe, but the look I feel I've achieved is classic, beautiful, everyday, but with that black you can go really dark, and with that topper you can get a little bit of sparkle. So I think some eyeshadow palettes that I've looked at over the summer, and I'm going to be doing my like top 10 or top 15, and there are some that have really hit the mark, and I have to say really up there is Charlotte Tilbury's Desert Haze, which is a really wonderful palette, a simple quad, a matte quad, but hits the mark. And this one for me is up there with that. If I do have a really slight criticism, I would have liked him to go a little bit more crazy with this colour. It's rust and it builds, but could we have had like maybe something a bit redder or a bit warmer, something really orange? I think he could have maybe gone to town with one of the shades, but this does build up, and it is a really nice warm colour if you take the time to build it up. But that would be one thing. I'd love to have seen a little bit more of a pizzazzy colour here. Other than that, I'm really, really happy with this. It's not going to wow everybody. But I'm pretty sure if you're into just a sort of regular sort of browns and colour story, and if like me, you sort of thought that you're just not supposed to wear black eyeshadow after a certain age, throw that rule book out, because Wayne says it's okay, and I'm loving using black again. Now, interestingly, he said that when he brings out more of these palettes, each of them is going to contain a black. So I kind of have mixed feelings about that. I kind of get that he sort of says black's so important to your look and to building an eye look, that he feels he wants every palette to have one so that you've got everything you need in that palette. On the other hand, if you buy 3 of these palettes, then you're going to have 3 blacks out of 18 shades, and that might get a little bit repetitive. On the other hand, blacks can be different. He might go for a warmer black, a cooler black, maybe, you know, a black with some kind of gold running through it. I mean, who knows? So maybe he's going to change it up a little bit, in which case I think that is really interesting. And just for the fact that this colour is in here alone, and I've used it again and realised that, yes, black is just, it's just the colour for depth. And I have used burgundies and I have used very dark matte browns, and I do think that the dark brown in Charlotte Tilbury's Desert Haze is an absolutely amazing colour for depth. But this is a game changer, and I love it. I am really going to use this a lot. I'm not sure who's gonna go for this. It's sort of basic in terms of the colours, but if you're just a mad beauty fan and you know Wayne Goss, you're probably gonna buy it. And if you're quite new to makeup, then I think this is a lovely starter palette. It's so easy to work with. The formulas are, they're not at all powdery, but they're not really kind of smooth and slidey. They're just sort of just right in the middle. They blend enough. But they're not so kind of buttery that they go everywhere. They're just really lovely to work with, and you can really define the shape, and that's something I've always found really important, that I really want to be able to create a very definite shape with my eye. This allows me to do that, very much like the Christian Dior Quints, which are another of my favourite eyeshadows. So this is a winner for me. I will be using it as an absolute staple. So for me, well worth the money. It's available on Beautylish now. As I say, they do ship to the UK, and I had a fantastic experience with that shipping over to London. There was no issue with that, so don't let that put you off if you're a bit worried about things getting to you from America, because that was not an issue at all. So this is Imperial Topaz. I'm going to be using it every day. I would love to know if you are thinking of getting this palette. Do you think Wayne's done a good job with his first eyeshadow palette? Do you think maybe he should have gone a little bit wilder? Or do you think that actually he's probably done absolutely the right thing, keeping it fairly standard at this stage, and who knows what's to come? I would love to know your thoughts. Please do subscribe if you found this video in any way helpful, and like. I've had a bit of a break from YouTube. I've been made redundant and life's become a little bit pressured and a bit tough at the moment, but no job does mean that I've got more time to spend talking to you guys on YouTube, which is what I really want to do. I've got some great videos coming up. I've got a new cheek product on, which I will talk about in one of my videos. So I've got some Christian Dior, some Chantasai, is that how you pronounce it? Probably not. I've got some Coloured Rain products. Again, they've come all the way from America, but a limited edition Coloured Rain palette, and I'm hoping to be able to do a subscriber giveaway of the Coloured Rain Power palette, which is limited edition, so do stay tuned for that. For now, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Have a great day.